stones are two pieces of three that were intended to make up this monument that the emperor in the 15th century made to honor his father.
Massive metal pipes that predate the Iron Age by thousands of years, hidden pyramids that challenge historical narratives, ruins of an ancient city unknown to the world, and extensive cave systems. These mysterious megastructures in China contradict everything we know about the past, suggesting signs of technology that might have been more advanced than what we use today. Are these the remains of a forgotten ancient civilization? Join us on this thrilling episode as we reveal the secrets of China's prehistoric megastructures. The Longu Caves. Before 1992, Shuning, a small village in eastern China's Zhejiang province, relied on its peculiar, always full rectangular ponds as its main water source. Locals called them the bottomless ponds because their depths seemed endless. These ponds also had fish of various sizes, but in the summer of 1992, the mystery surrounding the pond deepened when a villager on a routine fishing trip caught a fish weighing over 30 pounds from one of these modest-looking ponds. This astonishing catch fueled the curiosity of the villagers, and they decided to explore the pond by draining. After 5 days of non-stop pumping, the decreased water level revealed a set of stone stairs that descended into the pond. This was their cue that something mysterious lay at the bottom of the pond, and after 17 days, their discovery was shocking. The farmers drained several ponds, revealing 5 large man-made caverns and 19 smaller caves. The 5 caverns, independent from each other, measured between 18 and 34 meters, reaching heights of up to 20 meters. They had supporting pillars and distinctive shapes, with remarkable curves and chisel marks on the walls and ceilings. News of the discovery spread across China. Initially, it was suggested that the caves were a natural wonder because their design and formation were completely different from other ancient caves, quarries, mines, or ceremonial caverns in China. Further study revealed that each cavern had only one entrance, linked to a vertical shaft with a carved stairwell that allowed rain and surface runoff to enter. A system of drainage troughs, channels, and a water trap was carved into the base to manage the water. The caverns were aligned from south to southwest, maximizing sunlight to illuminate the interiors. Their inclined sidewalls reduced stress on the ceilings, preventing collapse. It is highly possible that the caverns were formed by carving rock from top to bottom, layer by layer, using short chisels of different sizes, some of which were found in one of the larger caves. This led many to believe they were made by some sort of advanced technology. Intriguingly, these marks closely mimic those produced by contemporary machinery, leading to comparisons with the patterns left by modern drilling equipment. When the marks in these ancient Chinese caves are compared to those made by our current drilling machines, the resemblance is uncanny, almost identical in nature. This raises the provocative question: did the creators of these caves possess technology akin to what we have today? The mystery of who, when, and why the Longu Caves were created has puzzled archaeologists and academics since their discovery. Historical records and concrete evidence to answer these questions are sparse. A 17th-century Chinese poem by Yu Xun offers some documented clues, but little else is known. Archaeologists have found glazed clay pots in the silt soils of the cave floors, dating back to the Western Han Dynasty around 2,000 years ago. This suggests the caves were constructed much earlier. Estimates indicate that carving out these caves, not to mention the intricate chiseling and decorative work, would have taken centuries without advanced technology. The scale of the project suggests possible imperial sponsorship, yet surprisingly, these caves remain absent from historical records. One of the most intriguing aspects of the caves is the uniform marks on their walls. These marks are perfectly identical and set at a precise 60-degree angle. Calculations show that creating the Longu Caves involved removing millions of cubic meters of rock. With sandstone weighing about 3 tons per cubic meter on average, the total weight of excavated material would have been immense, amounting to millions of tons. What's perplexing is the absence of construction evidence or traces of the people who built these caves. No villages, cemeteries, or work areas have been found. Over 1 million metric tons of stone were extracted from the caverns, yet archaeologists have found no remnants of it in the surrounding area. Such massive quarrying should have left large debris piles, akin to those seen in modern mining sites, but the landscape around the caves shows no such signs. Interestingly, similar advanced caves exist throughout China, adding to the mystery of ancient engineering and its purpose. The purpose behind the construction of the Longu Caves has sparked various theories, from ancient quarries to mausoleums, underground storage, Taoist dwellings, and more. Each idea has its arguments, but the lack of evidence prevents any theory from being proven or disproven conclusively. Just like the Longu Caves, the next megastructure has left experts wondering for decades. The mysterious Yangshan Quarry. Just outside the city of Nanjing, China, lies the mysterious Yangshan Quarry. This ancient site is filled with puzzling relics that challenge our understanding of old-world engineering. For centuries, the quarry provided the stone that built the grand buildings and monuments of Nanjing. Now it stands as a historic treasure, famous for one particularly astonishing artifact, a gigantic unfinished stele abandoned during the reign of the Yongle Emperor in the early 15th century. In 1405, the Yongle Emperor, Hongwu's son, ordered the cutting of a giant stele in this quarry for the Ming Xiaoling Mausoleum, his father's tomb. The plan was to create 3 separate pieces: the rectangular stele base, the stele body, and the stele head, which was to be decorated with a dragon design. However, after most of the stone-cutting work was done, the architects realized that moving such enormous stones from Yangshan to Ming Xiaoling and installing them properly was impossible. The project was abandoned, leaving the gigantic, unfinished stele in the quarry. This stele was also a grand project, on par with the emperor's other ambitious endeavors, like launching Zhenghe's treasure fleet and constructing the Forbidden City in Beijing. Today, 3 massive pieces of it remain in the quarry, only partially carved out of the mountain rock. The stele base, a colossal slab, measures 99.6 feet long, 43 feet thick, and 52 feet tall, weighing an astonishing 16,250 metric tons, making it the largest known stone ever cut by human hands. To understand its immense size, consider this. It's over 13 times heavier than the largest known megalithic block in the world, found in Baalbek, Lebanon, which weighs 1,200 tons. Nearby, the stele body, which would have stood 162 feet tall when fully erected, is 35 feet wide, 14 feet thick, and weighs 8,799 tons. The stele head, equally impressive, stands 35 feet tall, 67 feet wide, and 28 feet thick, weighing in at 6,118 tons. Imagine the challenge of cutting, extracting, and moving a stone as massive as the one in Yangshan Quarry. With today's technology, moving a 16,000-ton block would be impossible, no matter how many cranes and heavy machines we used. This raises a fascinating question. What kind of technology did the ancient people have to move such enormous stones? The Yangshan Quarry isn't an isolated mystery. It seems that millions of tons of rock have already been moved, leaving behind towering flat walls that don't match any traditional quarrying methods. This suggests that whoever worked here had incredible skills and technology to transport these giant blocks. But that's just one part of the puzzle. The methods used to cut and shape the giant stone are equally baffling. At the bottom of the block are large square holes, likely made to help lift and move the stone. The precision of these cuts and the smooth surfaces left behind show a level of skill that seems far beyond what we believe ancient civilizations were capable of. The straight and precise grooves on the enormous stone block suggest a mastery over stone that seems impossible for any ancient civilization we know of. The block's weathered surface hints that it might be much older than the estimated 8,000 years. This quarry appears to have been part of a larger complex, with other massive structures nearby. One of these structures features perfectly squared cavities carved into the rock, something bronze tools couldn't achieve. The precision of the 90-degree angles and the detailed removal of material leave modern researchers baffled. Even more surprising are the giant knobs on these structures. Legend has it that workers at the Yangshan Quarry faced a grim fate if they didn't meet their daily quota of at least 33 sheng of crushed rock. Those who failed were executed on the spot. The harsh conditions led to many deaths from overwork and disease, and a nearby village became a haunting memorial to these lost lives. The village was named Fentu, meaning grave mound, a somber reminder of the toll taken on the workers. How the megastones in the quarry were moved is something that has long remained a mystery. The Han Grottoes. It turns out that the Longu Cave is not the only mystery cave from prehistoric times. Sometime in the year 2000, a farmer was gathering firewood on a hill when he accidentally fell into a huge cave. For decades, villagers had been using the same route as the farmer, and for once, no one had stumbled on anything like this. The news of this cave immediately spread to the village head, and the local government began a survey of the area and discovered 36 artificial grottos hidden in Flower Hill, stretching about 5 kilometers. These caves are considered the largest underground ancient structures in China. At least 100,000 tons of rock were excavated to create these grottos, yet no rock debris was found. Interestingly, another site not far from Huashan revealed another 36 grottos built similarly, suggesting more such cave systems might still be hidden. Currently, only 3 of the Huashan grottos, grottos 2, 24, and 35, are open to the public, with most remaining untouched. Grotto 2, also called Huanxi Cave, has a massive opening hall measuring 140 meters in length and covering over an acre. It has 2 levels, with the lower level not yet excavated. The main hall is wide enough for a car to drive through. The Huashan Grottoes have an organic layout, with rooms and pillars placed almost randomly. The interior tool marks are well preserved, showing advanced technology. The stone pillars come in unusual shapes and sizes. There are a few deep water pools that stay filled all the time, high in minerals but with no fish. The average ceiling height is about 4 meters, making these grottos an intriguing and mysterious discovery. The grottos stay cool all year at about 15 degrees Celsius, making them a perfect escape from the summer heat. Inside, a cold mist can be seen, creating a layer of fog. During the excavation of Grotto 2, fragments of porcelain plates and iron tools were found. These small tools, about the size of a rice bowl, seem too tiny to have built the massive grottos with their large marks. It's likely that someone discovered the cave later, brought in these items, and used the grotto as a retreat. The most surprising finds in Grotto 2 are a set of dinosaur footprints dating back 65 to 120 million years and a petrified wood fossil dating 150 million years. Grotto 35, known as the Underground Palace, adds to the mystery with its grand scale and layout. Stretching 170 meters in length and covering over 3 acres, this cave could have produced at least 50,000 cubic meters of stone, enough to fill 15 Olympic-sized swimming pools. There is a hall with pools, pillars, and rooms of various sizes on each side of Grotto 35. The lowest level, called the Clear Water Pool, sits 2 meters lower than the nearby Sinan River. This means the water in the grotto isn't connected to the river, as the levels would otherwise be the same. So, where does the cave water come from? The water is high in minerals and different from the river's fresh water. Near the entrance, there's a 2-story, H-shaped stone structure that gives visitors a bird's-eye view of the vast cave. The ceilings, pillars, and walls appear randomly shaped, and the unique lighting inside the grotto creates an otherworldly atmosphere. The elevation difference within the cave is about 20 meters, adding to its mysterious allure. Grottos 2 and 35 feature dramatic sloped ceilings, angled at 45 degrees to match the slope of Flower Hill perfectly. This incredible architectural feat shows a level of sophistication and knowledge that is astounding. The Shan grottos are meticulously crafted and well ventilated, with no echoing, making them ideal for meditation. Distinct tool marks are found throughout the grottos, as if the builders were experimenting with various tools. These marks are similar to those at the Longu Caves, Yangshan Quarry, Baalbek, and Petra. The Bazda Caves in Turkey also share similarities with the Shan grottos, including pillars, layered tool marks, and stone finishes. So, how were they built? The tool marks at these sites match modern-day machine marks. It is believed that this megalithic marvel was constructed by one or more lost ancient civilizations with advanced machinery. Mainstream theorists have not considered this explanation because they don't want to look further back than 600 years, dismissing the possibility that advanced civilizations existed before Mesopotamian and Egyptian cultures. Grotto 24 is more fascinating than the other grottos. It has 4 stories, with 3 submerged in a lake and only the top level above water. To reach it, you have to take a boat. Each level has 6 giant pillars, making 24 pillars in total. These pillars are more rectangular and uniform, and it would take at least 4 people with outstretched arms to encircle one. The pillars and beams align with the hill slope, creating uneven ceiling heights. Many questions still need answers. Why and how were these grottos built? Where did all the excavated stones go? How was it cut and transported? Why are there man-made pools and multiple floors in the caves? Only one pillar shows signs of torch smoke, while the rest are clear of any signs of oil lamps or torches. Some scholars think the grottos were quarries. But how did ancient workers quarry stone in the dark? The sandstone here isn't high quality and doesn't match the stone used in nearby archaeological sites. Even if the masons found this stone type useful, why didn't they quarry it from the ground, like an open-pit quarry? Why carefully carve out these grottos into different levels with separate stone chambers and pools if the stone was just going to be transported elsewhere? Other ideas suggest the grottos were used as tombs or storage, but these seem unlikely. No tombs or funeral items were found, and having pools of water in tombs is considered a big design flaw in China. The damp conditions also make them unsuitable for storage. Another idea is that the caves were used to station troops. Historical records mention army troops gathering near this area. But would it really make sense to spend so much time and effort to create these grottos just for soldiers? And why would a king or emperor choose caves with no daylight or large dry areas to hide and train his army? How would they cook and eat there? The single entryway with no other exit would make them easy targets during a siege. The Shan grottos remain a fascinating mystery. Their scale, the incredible work that went into them, and the fact that they stayed hidden until 2000 are all astonishing. There is a belief that these grottos, along with other ancient sites like Baalbek, Petra, Yangshan Quarry, Longu Caves, and Bazda Caves, were created by lost civilizations with advanced machinery similar to modern technology. Are there any records of a lost civilization in China? Well, a 1996 archaeological discovery proved that there might have been ancient civilizations in China. The Bong Pipes. In 1996, a research team found about 24 pipes with diameters ranging from 1 to 50 inches embedded in rock formations, suggesting they were man-made. These strange objects grabbed media attention but haven't been studied thoroughly. Theories about their origins include ancient water systems and advanced drainage mechanisms. Chemical analysis showed the pipes contained high amounts of iron oxide, silicon dioxide, and calcium oxide. Remarkably, they were estimated to be over 5,000 years old, older than the known start of iron smelting in China. Public awareness of the Bong Pipes grew in June 2002 when a Chinese newspaper article claimed the discovery could challenge our understanding of human history. Other publications sensationalized the pipes as remnants of advanced technology, sparking public fascination. While searching for dinosaur fossils near Mount Baigong, a group of American scientists found several caves with more strange objects, including 2 rusty iron pipes about 40 centimeters in diameter. One pipe seemed to stretch from the mountain's peak into the cave, while another went from the cave's floor down, suggesting they were part of an ancient system. Of the 3 caves found, 2 had collapsed, hiding their contents. Later, more pipes were discovered in the area, about 12 in total, with diameters ranging from 2 to 5 centimeters, indicating a complex network. Observers noted the pipes' intricate connections, suggesting their makers had advanced technology. These pipes were found near Lake Tosan, about 80 meters from Mount Baigong, with some as thin as a toothpick. Some were embedded in the lake's bottom, while others protruded above its surface. Despite their discovery, the pipes haven't received much scientific attention and are rarely mentioned in academic circles. One theory is that the pipes were part of an ancient water management system, possibly linked to a pyramid-like structure. This structure is speculated to have been 50 to 60 meters tall, with triangular shafts and wells leading down its sides. This hypothetical pyramid is believed to have directed water from Lake Tosan through the intricate network of pipes. To seriously discuss the origins of the Bong Pipes, detailed chemical analysis is essential. Chinese scientist Liu Shaolin conducted one such study and found that the pipes mainly consist of iron oxides, calcium, and silicon, with about 8% of the materials unidentified. Liu's research suggests the pipes might be calcite formations or pseudomorphs, where minerals replace organic matter like wood roots over time, similar to fossilization. This theory was supported by atomic spectroscopy studies in 2003, which detected organic compounds and growth rings, indicating the pipes are natural formations, not artifacts of advanced technology. Despite these findings, the mystery deepened in 2007 when the Chinese Seismological Bureau reported significant radioactivity in some pipes, adding another layer of intrigue. If the pipes are natural formations, why would they have radioactive properties? The full story of the Bong Pipes remains partially untold, with their exact nature and origin still awaiting further exploration and scientific inquiry. Although it's likely that the so-called pipes are just natural formations, created by ancient trees that fell and were calcified and fossilized, we know for certain that the Yangshan Quarry with its gigantic stone block, the cave networks carved with advanced technology, and the hundreds of pyramids scattered across China are all man-made constructions. The pipes are not the only proof of a now extinct ancient civilization is present-day China. The Pyramids of China. Just outside the city of Xi'an in China's Shanxi province, hundreds of ancient pyramids stand, dating back thousands of years. According to Chinese lore, these pyramids were built by the Tianzi emperors, or the Sons of Heaven, who supposedly descended to Earth on fiery metal dragons. The Western world remained unaware of these pyramids until 1912, when American travelers Fred Meyer Schroeder and Oscar Maumann documented them. The second sighting was even more extraordinary. In 1945, during World War II, American pilot James Gaussman was flying from China to India when he spotted a massive pyramid about 300 meters high. He described it as pure white on all sides, with a capstone made of a jewel-like material, possibly crystal. Gaussman and his crew were awestruck by its immensity, but couldn't land to investigate further. 2 years later, Colonel Maurice Sheehan, the Far Eastern director for Trans World Airlines, reported a similar sighting. This time, the New York Times published his story with a photograph, sparking global fascination. The discovery hinted at one of the most significant archaeological finds in history. This became known as the Great White Pyramid, said to be twice the size of the Great Pyramid of Giza. But there's a catch. It has never been found. Fast forward half a century, and while we have more information, the mystery isn't entirely solved. The Chinese authorities did a great job hiding these structures for millennia. Now, with satellite images, it seems this massive white pyramid might have been a myth. China is known for keeping secrets, but such an enormous structure would be impossible to hide completely. One theory is that the sightings were a misidentification of the mausoleum of the first Qin emperor, Qin Shi Huang, the largest pyramid in China. However, this pyramid isn't white, has a flat top, and doesn't match the reported location, so the debate continues. Regarding the other pyramids, the Chinese Communist Party has strictly prohibited and denied access to these monuments for years. Any attempts from the West to investigate are immediately refused. Why? According to the Chinese government, current technology isn't advanced enough to excavate the pyramids without damaging their contents. So, the true story of these ancient structures remains hidden for now. A lot of information was lost during the early excavations in Egypt. The rushed and poor techniques of the 1930s greatly damaged King Tut's tomb, and the lost information is incalculable. But why the Chinese government deliberately hides their pyramids is another story. It could be due to their strong tradition of respecting their ancestors, wanting to leave their royalty undisturbed. This means the pyramids might slowly disappear back into the earth with their secrets, unless someone changes their mind. However, some scholars argue that the Chinese Communist Party hides these structures out of fear. China has the world's largest irreligious population, and the government is officially atheist. Some believe that China's ancient history is not what the books say, and it needs to be rewritten. When empires conquer, they often impose their culture, religion, and language on the native people to prevent rebellion. This means erasing the past and ancient cultures. Some historians claim that, like the Egyptian pyramids, these structures are much older than we think, and were later reused as tombs for modern emperors. Supporting this theory is the recent discovery of a completely new civilization called the Kingdom of Shu. The Chinese pyramids, built from mud bricks and now covered in grass and trees, remain a mystery. The techniques used to construct them are still unknown. To this day, the pyramids are largely unexplored, at least by Western scholars. In 2000, Chinese officials stated there were roughly 40 pyramids around Xi'an alone. Like other pyramids around the world, the Chinese pyramids are accurately aligned with the cardinal directions. Astronomically, they are just slightly off from perfect alignment with the Gemini constellation, as it would have appeared on the spring equinox thousands of years ago. This 14-degree discrepancy can be explained by the Earth's axial precession, a wobble that completes a full rotation every 25,700 years. In March 1974, a truly remarkable discovery was made. Two farmers digging just outside Xi'an stumbled upon the famous terracotta army of China's first emperor, Qin Shi Huang. Legends say he was buried in a mini-city complete with palaces, carriages, treasures, and everything else he would need in the afterlife. By sheer luck, these farmers hit the jackpot. The site is so enormous that researchers will be digging there for centuries, archaeologist Kristen Romey told Live Science in 2012. The emperor himself hasn't even been found yet, or if he has, officials are too afraid to go near him. Legend says the emperor is surrounded by a tunnel of 100 man-made, mercury-filled rivers, and those who knew the tomb's location were killed to keep it a secret. This ghostly army of soldiers is a clear sign. This place doesn't want visitors. Understanding these pyramid mausoleums is just beginning with Emperor Qin's tomb, which is only the tip of the iceberg. Guhua Caves. The Guhua Caves are the remains of a mysterious cave complex that may have housed a fortified community. Located near present-day Dongmenying in Yanqing District, Beijing, China, the caves resemble a honeycomb with rock-cut chambers organized into two distinct clusters. These chambers, which come in square, rectangular, and circular shapes, have single and multiple rooms on different levels, similar to cave dwellings found in Turkey, Italy, and Spain. The presence of doorways, windows, king bed stoves, flues, lampstands, and storage compartments, all carved from stone, shows a high level of domestic sophistication. The origins of this community are mysterious, with no clear answers about the founding people or their disappearance. First discovered in 1984 during a cultural relics survey, the Yanqing cliff dwellings date back between 1,000 and 2,000 years, though the exact time remains uncertain. There are no clear historical records about who lived in these ancient dwellings. The most widely accepted theory is that the Kumo Shi people occupied them from the Tang dynasty to the Five Dynasties and 10 Kingdoms period. However, some argue that the Kumo Shi only lived in the area for about 30 years, raising doubts about their ability to excavate such intricate structures. Others believe that Guhua might have been a Han Dynasty beacon. The dwellings and worship hall are carved into the cliffs, with rooms packed close together and at different levels, making them look like a multi-story building. There are 350 chambers within the 117 caves. At the base of one rock face is the Chieftain's Palace, an elaborate residence with 8 rooms supported by columns cut from the rock. The Guhua Caves are not just a marvel of ancient engineering, but also showcase advanced drainage systems, reflecting the builder's expertise in environmental management and sustainable living. The cave's consistent wall thickness, varied chamber sizes, and compact layout resembling multi-story buildings demonstrate impressive architectural and engineering skills. The Guhua Caves, presently the largest cliff-dwelling site found in China, divided into 2 parts, the front ditch and the back ditch, the site stretches from east to west over 1.5 square kilometers, with a chiseled area of 3,931 square meters. Stone staircases, ladders, and bridges connect the caves, while the roofs have slots carved into them to collect rainwater. One of the most fascinating structures is the Guantangzi, or Golden Temple. This impressive building consists of 8 rooms over 2 floors, featuring finely carved stone pillars, a large central bed, and stone furniture. Many believe it was the residence of the community's leader or a place of worship. The sophisticated design and construction of these caves suggest a lost civilization that lived in China thousands of years ago. But what other clues might this mysterious culture have left behind? The lost kingdom of Shu. In the scorching July heat of 1986, workers dug for clay to make bricks in Guanghan City. Suddenly, one worker's shovel hits something hard. It's not just any rock. By evening, more than 10 jade dagger axes and tablets lie uncovered, seeing daylight for the first time in over 3,000 years. The authorities are alerted, and within a week, archaeologists from the Sichuan Provincial Cultural Relics and Archaeology Research Institute arrive in Guanghan County to begin a lengthy excavation. What they find becomes one of China's greatest archaeological discoveries: 2 large sacrificial pits filled with weapons, elephant tusks, huge ceremonial bronzes shaped like human heads, and mysterious gold-covered masks. Over the next 30 years, more sacrificial pits were uncovered. Each pit was filled with beautifully preserved artifacts nearly 5,000 years old, now known as the Treasures of Shanxi. These finds reveal a mysterious Bronze Age civilization and challenge the 2,000-year-old story of Chinese origins. The Shanxi artifacts have oversized bronze heads with bulging eyes, elfin ears, and strange smiles. Some wild theories online suggest these relics belong to an alien civilization. While alien conspiracies are common in archaeology, the unique designs of Shanxi artifacts make it easy to see why people might think they come from another world rather than ancient ancestors. Shanxi challenges the long-held belief that Chinese civilization began solely in the Yellow River Valley, which has been considered the cradle of Chinese culture for 2,000 years. Some people even thought this civilization wasn't part of Chinese culture at all, since Chinese civilizations had never created anything like these artifacts. The mysterious items showed incredible artistry, yet many were damaged and had burn marks. This suggested they were either intentionally destroyed and buried, or left by a civilization wiped out by a catastrophic event. The masks and statues were not only unique with their strange facial features, but also displayed an impressive level of craftsmanship. Creating such detailed artifacts required advanced metalworking skills, astonishing for a civilization that existed at least 5,000 years ago. The identity and sudden disappearance of these people remain one of history's greatest mysteries. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.